So everybody's favorite waste of space, Johnny Somali, had his first court hearing apparently. He pleaded guilty to obstruction of business and other minor charges in South Korean court with a potential 5-year sentence. That's just for one of the charges. But I'll let Legal Mindset here explain it.
So we just wrapped up with the first day of trial for the Ramzi Khalid Ismail case, that is Johnny Somali. And what happened was he was over an hour late to his trial. It was packed, completely full courtroom. Almost everybody was there for him. And he came in with Hank. He was dressed in a white suit. Hank was in a black suit, very, ebony and ivory sort of thing they had going on there. He immediately looked at me directly, stuck his tongue out. He was wearing a MAGA hat. He was instructed twice to take it off. And bungled that absolutely hilariously multiple times. He proceeded to go to the stand in the wrong place and head forward. The key is to all of this that he was completely blindsided by both the procedure and the charges. I will get into that on a later video, but he pled guilty to all 3 of the original charges, that is the first obstruction and the 2 Minor Crimes Act violations. But the last obstruction, the new one that just came out this week, they had no idea about. His lawyer didn't know, he didn't know. So they have to schedule a whole new trial date 3 weeks from now just for him to plead guilty. And that won't be the end of the story for Ramzi. So I'll catch you guys all up later. Quick update, wanted to get that out to y'all.
So, he pleads guilty. Controversial streamer Johnny Somali finally made his long-awaited court appearance after terrorizing South Korea and pled guilty to the charges he knew about. On March 7, 2025, Johnny Somali showed up to court an hour late, wearing an oversized suit and a MAGA hat. Clearly, this is all performative. If anyone truly thinks he's a Trump supporter, it's all performance. It's like every time you hear about a race hoax, oh my God, they were all wearing MAGA hats. It never actually happened, and even if he was a Trump supporter, we don't claim him. Me personally, the people like, oh, Trump supporters are racist and this and that. I'm outright saying if you go to other people's countries and disrespect them, you're a fucking piece of shit. Racists wouldn't be saying that, now would they? Common sense people fucking use it. So it's clearly all performative, hence the oversized suit, which was probably 3 sizes too big for him. Which was asked to remove multiple times. According to his YouTube lawyer, Legal Mindset, Somali, who had been staying with a streamer, his streamer roommate, Hank Yu, pled guilty to obstruction of business and 2 counts of violating the Minor Crimes Act. However, Somali reported he had no idea about the additional obstruction of business charge filed against him and moved to push his next court date to April 9th. And which is great because this all keeps him this keeps him in Korea even longer. South Korea, because it's like, well, you got a court date, so you're not free to leave anytime soon. Johnny Somali, actually, wait, hang on, never mind. Johnny Somali shows up to court hungover. Somali had planned to stream the trial on Party, which would have found him to be in contempt of court. This dude is suffering from major main character syndrome. He truly thinks that he can't do anything wrong and that everyone will just forgive him.
Johnny Somali live on Party, doing a test broadcast. Yo, there we go. Live on Party. Streams coming soon. I just had to do this little test. Maybe just 30 seconds just to let you guys know that Johnny Somali will be locking in with Party.com. We got the deals in the works, man. Shout out the creator. Shout out B. And yes, I will be back doing IRL streaming on party.com. Shit is gonna get spicy.
No, Johnny, there will be no streaming for you. I don't know what part of the you are forbidden from streaming part you don't understand, but you are not allowed to be streaming. Because every time you do, you're just incriminating yourself even more. And guess what? That just adds more charges. This dude is supposedly graduated from a very prestigious school, and yet this dumb motherfucker lacks any common sense or critical thinking skills, proving once again that just because you go to college doesn't make you smart. You might be book smart, but when it comes to common sense and logic, he is clearly lacking in that department. Another more proof that clearly he's not a Trump supporter, because Trump supporters are all just dumb rednecks. We all just sit in our yards and fuck our sisters with, and we have guns, and we don't got no education. So clearly not a Trump supporter because he went to college. Apparently he's a very smart individual from what I hear. So clearly not a Trump supporter, right? It's time for a redemption arc. Yeah, there'll be no... This same dude who... actually, where is it? Yeah, the Statue of Peace. A monument meant to memorialize South Korean victims of sexual slavery by the Japanese troops during World War II. He stands in front of it saying, oh, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better person. I need time to grow. And then like a minute later, he's like, oh, fuck South Korea. He's not genuine about anything. It's time for a redemption arc. I'm going to try to be a better man. The trial is live tomorrow, and I will be live streaming the trial. No, you're not. No, you're not. For months, Somali wreaked havoc across South Korea. About to say Japan. South Korea with nuisance streams that royally upset both the country's politicians and citizens, including a former member of the Korean Special Forces who KO'd the streamer in a must-see. Oh god, that was... he sparked outrage when he kissed the in South Korea, when he kissed the Statue of Peace. The incident was even referenced during the October 30th meeting in the country's parliament, and shortly thereafter, the police came down heavy on the streamer. His broadcasts have given police a lot to work with and has had hammered him with an assortment of charges. The first obstruction of business charge was in relation to the chaos he caused in a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. Obstruction of business. Just this one charge from 7-Eleven. Maximum penalty of 5 years in jail. 5 years in jail just for obstruction of business. And that's just one charge. So, in addition to the current charges against him, Somali's controversial broadcast that featured a ton of other incidents that could result in even more charges being filed down the line. Thus far, here's his list. He's been accused of violating anti-terrorism laws, threatening to sexually assault female streamers, drug use, creating AI deepfakes of other creators, violating the Railroad Act, and even spreading North Korean propaganda. So, this alone would probably get him a hefty prison sentence. Sexual assault, terrorism, any one of those, probably 4 or 5 years. I mean, think about that. If this obstruction of business can come up with at least 5 years in jail, then what about the more extreme things like promoting North Korean propaganda or, threatening to, So surely, don't call me Shirley. Surely, if this is enough to get you 5 years, then this, and this, that's like 15 years right there. or maybe, you know, almost up to 10 years. I don't know. But I think these should definitely be a little more strict and dole out a bit more of a punishment, considering the severity of them, when something like obstruction of business is 5 years. So with these, and just he keeps racking them up. You know, the streaming that he's not supposed to be doing, saying certain things. He seriously thinks he's gonna get away with things. He seriously thinks that like it's gonna be like some courtroom drama or movie where he goes up there and gives this heartfelt speech and everyone starts fucking applauding him like, oh god, and then he gets up and hugs his daddy who's there. Like, he seriously thinks that that's how it's gonna go, that people are just gonna be like, oh god, he's transformed. That's, sorry Johnny, that's not how it goes. That's not how it's gonna happen. Come on, Johnny, people said you were college educated. Surely you're not that stupid. Well, apparently you are. But it's not going to be some kind of movie or show where, you know, I'm truly sorry for everything I did, and I just want to say to the people of South Korea that I'm so sorry, and I will spend my life making it up to every single one of you. And he does this whole speech, and the crowd, you know, everyone there looks at each other, and one person gets up and starts clapping, and jury gets up and they start crying, and he jumps over and runs to his daddy sitting in the back, and they're, I'm so proud of you, son. Yeah, like, is that what you think, Johnny? Is that what you think, that you're gonna have someone in the back to run to and like, oh, that everyone's gonna be standing ovation after your words of kindness? Or really? Because that's the only way you could possibly get out of all of this. But guess what? It's not a movie. It's not a TV show. It's real life. That shit doesn't work in real life. But yeah. So he's pled guilty. He's got even more charges. He's got another court date coming up. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. And I hope he stays in South Korean prison for a long, long time. I hope it humbles him, to let him know and let him realize that maybe he's not the main character. Maybe he can't just go over and disrespect other people's cultures and just, oh, well, that's perfectly fine with us. But what do I know? I'm just a racist. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.